Well, Betty, the sentencing of Ruth Kamande has been pushed to 2 p.m. That is the poster we've seen here at the door of the courtroom that is supposed to handle that case. So this matter will be heard at 2 p.m. That is the time we'll know the sentencing of Ruth Kamande, how it goes, a.k.a. Biggie. That is the name I'm learning. That is the name she's known much at her estate, that is Buruburu. And therefore, at this moment, Betty, I will want to have a brief interview with a close friend of the late Farid Mohammed, who was killed by Ruth Kamande in the year 2015. Now that we've already gotten the verdict that she has been found to be guilty, I want to engage his close friend, Gregis Towet. They worked together, they worked close at several moments together, and therefore he may have one or two things to tell us. Karibu sana, we are live on KTN. This is a case that you tell me is very, very close to your heart.
He was actually, and we really miss him. Whatever happened to him, we really rebuke that. And I hope the final verdict will be of justice, and we want this thing to be put to close, because it has been a long time coming, trying to get to the right verdict and all that, and that's why we are here. We'll always support him. We'll always support Farid, yeah.
For the last 3 years, this case has been so much on the spotlight, on the public domain. People have been discussing this case, and much of what people have been hearing is all about Ruth Kamande, a.k.a. Biggie. But very little has been heard about the late Farid Mohammed. What are your reflections about him?
Farid was a gentle guy. He used to be a fun-filled guy, always laughing, smiling and all that. When it would come to, because he used to be my desk mate and all that, so we would share all the funs about soccer, about everything, to do with fun and all that. Some of the weekends, or even the weekdays, would share fun by, going out, hanging out and all that. Now, when such kind of things, what happened at that particular moment, in fact, ideally, we were meant to even go out. There was a function, not really a function, but there was a project that we were following up at Kajiado that particular weekend, because I was with him on Friday. On Saturday, we were to go out with him so that we could do things to do with the investment. He had that mind of, growing while he was that young and all that. So it was something to do with the lands and all that. So we were to head to Kajiado. Then, unfortunately, things came up. I think he had a meeting with the Biggie lady that made him change his mind, and as well as the plans which we had prior arranged. Now, after that, the following day we tried to call him, but his phone was off and all that. So we were wondering, because on Sunday we were also meant to have met with him. Only to be called that Farid had been stabbed and he wasn't doing well, so we had to rush to his place where he lived. He used to be living in Buruburu. Upon reaching there, unfortunately we heard that he had passed on. I think he bled to death through the ordeal, what happened and all that. So, yes, as much as the justice and the verdict is taking long and all that, we'll always be there to support him, and we want the full justice to be done.
This is a relationship that ended in a very nasty way. Perhaps, could you shed some light on whatever you know between these two people? How are they relating?
Well, I knew Biggie through, from the way I've told you, we used to be communicating each and every other day upon him coming to the office and sharing information about how the day was, how the evening was, and all that kind of thing. Biggie initially used to be the girlfriend, and the other thing, what I would understand from what Farid told me about Biggie is that they used to be having an on and off kind of relationship. So at this particular time, before his death, Farid used to be having, deep thoughts about what currently, Biggie used to be coming to his life. He used to, at that particular time, he had already, I think he had stopped the relationship and he had proceeded on to another. So I know there was a big gap when they had split at that particular time. Farid used not to be. At times, he would keep things by himself, but when we head out, definitely after he has had one or two kind of drinks, he will open up, and that's when I came up to notice that he was having some trouble, some confrontation, or even let's talk from the relationship point of view, he had a bad one with Biggie.
Essentially, the court has already spoken about this, and this lady has been found guilty of murdering your friend. You feel that justice has finally been served?
I think it has, because as a friend, as a close friend of Farid, I mean, like, nothing can be done. Even the justice cannot bring Farid back. But from the verdict that has been given, it's I'm speaking for myself, and maybe on behalf of the rest of other Farid's friends, we feel like this is justice that finally has been done, and we want even more, to be done. Yes, because nothing can be done to bring him back, and I still feel he has left an empty hole in my heart, and personally, I miss him. So, if more of justice can be given the 2 o'clock's verdict, we'll be grateful. Yeah.
Thank you, Grigious, for speaking to us, and thank you, and sorry for the loss. All right. That is Grigious Towet, a close friend of the late Farid Mohammed, giving his reflection on how everything has been and what he expects actually today afternoon. Although details into the sentencing haven't been given yet, we're still waiting for 2 p.m. Of course, we've had his feeling that he needs to see justice served in this particular matter. So at this moment, I want to hand things back to you, and of course, wait for that